Tonight on This Week in Politics, acrimony in Pierre as Governor Noem says she has a strained relationship with House Speaker Spencer Gosch. Longtime political watcher Patrick Lally will share his thoughts. President Biden says he wants the backing of the Senate for his upcoming Supreme Court nominee. But will Republicans back his choice? What Iowa Senator Chuck Grassley is saying about the process. And we continue watching and waiting to see what happens in Ukraine. Will Russia invade? South Dakota Senator John Thune on what an invasion could mean for the United States and the entire world. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being with us. I'm Brian Allen. Austin Goss is off tonight. What is happening in Pierre between Republican Governor Kristi Noem and Republican House Speaker Spencer Gosch? On Thursday, the governor raised some eyebrows and some questions when she was asked by our State House reporter Austin Goss about her relationship with the Republican leader of the House. This is what she said.
I think my relationship with House and Senate leadership is good. It's strained with the Speaker, definitely.
Well, that Thursday comment followed a social media post from the governor on Wednesday, the day Republican lawmakers declined to advance her proposal to ban abortions in South Dakota once a fetal heartbeat could be detected.
But instead of having an honest debate over that and the merits of the bill, instead they chose to not even have a hearing, which is wrong. It hurts the integrity of the legislative process. It hurts the integrity of South Dakota, and it's just not how we behave here.
So what do we make of an obvious rift between a Republican governor and a Republican Speaker of the House? We asked longtime political watcher Patrick Lally for his thoughts on this political chasm, and he says Noem addressing it in this way is a show of political might.
If she's the governor, right, and who are you? When you are the Speaker of the House of Representatives, you've been sent to Pierre with exactly, 3,000 constituents. She has a lot more constituents. She has a much bigger profile. She can put her thumb on somebody and it sticks.
Also on Thursday, Governor Noem openly showing frustration with Speaker Gosch and his role as a member of the committee looking into the possible impeachment of Attorney General Jason Rounsberg.
Honestly, when it comes to this issue, I'm screwed either way, no matter what I say. If I have an opinion, the Speaker accuses me of meddling and says I can't have an opinion. If I do have an opinion, when I've committed to being the most transparent governor we've ever had and believe that the public deserves to know the truth, I don't want to give the Speaker a reason not to do the right thing.
When you get into a situation where there's no good alternative, right? Then she wants Rounsberg gone, right? And it's unclear who all else wants Rounsberg gone in a vehement way. So I think she's just, actually that's a moment of honesty. She is screwed either way.
In a statement to Dakota News Now, reacting to Governor Noem's comments, House Speaker Spencer Gosch says, quote, "Look, I didn't mean to hurt her feelings. I merely explained the truth behind what happened. We have a lot to accomplish this session, and a personal vendetta isn't one of them." Next on This Week in Politics, South Dakota may have some increasing competition in landing new businesses. Iowa's governor wants to change the state's corporate tax system. And the president says he wants the backing of the United States Senate when he nominates a new justice to the United States Supreme Court. But will Republicans play ball? And welcome back to This Week in Politics. President Biden says he wants the backing of the United States Senate for whoever he nominates to the United States Supreme Court. Justice Stephen Breyer announced last week that he is going to step away from the High Court at the end of its current term in late spring. Breyer was confirmed to the post in 1994 after being appointed by then President Bill Clinton. President Biden met with high-ranking Senate leadership at the White House this week, including Senate Majority Whip Democrat Dick Durbin of Illinois and longtime Iowa Senator Republican Chuck Grassley. President Biden may be asking for bipartisan support, but so far, Grassley isn't showing his cards.
The president makes a nomination. That's his privilege. And I won't have any comment until I see who he nominates.
A measure at the State House in Pierre would ease the financial burden many are facing right now by reducing the state's sales tax rate from 4.5% down to an even 4%. Republican lawmaker Chris Carr of Sioux Falls backs the plan. Another plan from Sioux Falls Democratic Senator Reynold Nessebar would remove the state sales tax from food purchased at grocery stores. In Iowa, there is a move now to reduce that state's corporate tax rate from nearly 10% down to 5.5% to make the Hawkeye state more attractive to businesses looking to relocate or possibly expand.
Making Iowa one of the most tax competitive states in the nation and truly a destination for business. With one stroke, we can reward work, take care of our farmers, and support our retirees in a responsible way.
Former Alaska governor and 2008 Republican vice presidential nominee Sarah Palin is in federal court in New York for her libel case against the New York Times. Palin is suing the paper over a 2017 editorial that incorrectly linked the 2011 shooting of then Congresswoman Gabby Giffords to a map from Palin's PAC showing certain electoral districts under crosshairs. The Times says it made an honest error, but Palin is arguing it operated with, quote, actual malice. When This Week in Politics continues, the Winter Olympics underway in Beijing, China, and a high-ranking American government official says she is worried for American athletes' safety and waiting to see what happens in Ukraine and if Russia will invade. Welcome back to This Week in Politics and the latest on the situation between Ukraine and Russia. U.S. intelligence officials say tonight they believe Russia is planning to create a propaganda video depicting a fake attack against its own country, and that the Kremlin would then blame that attack on Ukraine. As tensions continue to grow, South Dakota Senator John Thune says a Russia-Ukraine conflict would affect the world.
And we cannot be so naive to think that Russia would stop with an invasion of Ukraine. The bear would still be in the woods, and Putin would love nothing more than to challenge or break the credibility of NATO or the United States. We cannot accept that scenario or allow Russia to dictate our own security posture with respect to NATO. And the only way to reject that future is by standing with our partners and staring down Putin's open aggression.
Well, as you know, the 2022 Winter Olympics are now officially underway in Beijing, China. This right here is video of fireworks that were shot off at the Olympic Stadium in honor of the Games. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, she is strongly urging American athletes at the Games to not speak out about political differences between the two countries.
I wish the athletes well. I do not encourage them to speak out against the Chinese government there because I fear for their safety if they do.
And that does it for tonight's edition of This Week in Politics. For Austin Goss, I'm Brian Allen. And from all of us to all of you, good night now from Courthouse Square in Sioux Falls.